Yeah, I wonder if I'm alive. Does that mean it means it's like you see go live and it's like, what? Am I dead? I thought it was. Hi, everybody. The squirrel's back. I just kind of
we're backwards again. I still haven't figured it out, but it's only for us. It's not for you guys.
Right. So it's kind of weird because hand gestures, I think I'm doing it right, but I really should be doing it this way so that
if we're looking at it's weird.
It's weird. So anyway, flock around the table. Sunday, February 18th.
We made it through Valentine's Day.
We did.
My hubby brought me a Las Vegas hot pink Las Vegas mug. And I was like, it looks awfully Hawaiian. Like, if you're looking at it from back here, it looks like a Hawaiian print.
Good morning from Central Illinois and good morning
from
Queensville,
Ontario.
Wow. Try socks. Yay. I am going to try socks. Maybe that's what I should take on the trip.
You should.
Just take the socks.
You should bring a pair of socks.
Well, to do and just do the socks. And if I don't get that far, if I screw them up, I can always turn them into mittens.
Yes.
No one will ever know.
You should start them and in your brain go, these are mittens.
These are mittens. And just get down to that point and just make like 6 up to that point.
Yeah. And you get to the heel or something.
Yeah. That's all. And just keep going round and round.
Just like you're doing mittens.
Yeah. Just like the Musselburgh type thing. You're right. Try sock. I meant to do it on the last one. Oh my gosh. South Dakota. Oh, it's cold up there. Whew. Yeah. Anyway.
We got some snow here on Friday.
Well, we had to have snow. I knew it was going to snow.
I knew it was going to snow. Jamie was gone.
Well, Jamie was gone, number one. So that was the first indication. Everybody was saying when I was out Thursday, well, you know how the weathermen are. They always screw it up. And even Friday morning when I went to the eye doctor, everybody there was like, well, it's overcast, but, they said it was supposed to start snowing at this time. And sure enough, by the time I walked out of the doctor's office, there's a couple of flakes floating down. And I said, well, of course it's going to snow. It's a guaranteed thing. And she goes, why is it guaranteed? And I said, we have a basketball tournament this weekend.
Of course.
So we've got to fuck with the roads. We've got to fuck with everybody walking on sidewalks. We got to make a mess of slush and everything else.
Well, and Jamie was gone. He was in Las Vegas. So of course it had to snow. So I had to deal with
it. No,
I didn't do anything.
No, you let the sun do it.
Damn thing, not a freaking thing. I did get the trash can back up into the house so that he didn't go. Really, because our trash comes on Friday, but they don't come until really super late. So all the snow came Friday afternoon.
You couldn't go and get the tree
into Friday evening, and while it's snowing big time, Sunday.
Oh, okay.
I went out Saturday, like mid-morning, to go get the garbage can at the end of the road.
Yeah.
Because I was like, my driveway is pretty steep.
Yes. Right.
So I really didn't want to fall down coming back up.
Right.
Going down or coming back up, dragging the
Anyway, it was 3 to 5 inches pretty much around the city here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they're like, expect a little more north of 70 and less south. And so usually it's like hit or miss. 70 is not that far from. But anyway, so of course, everybody was flying in for this NBA tournament.
Of course.
All-star thing and rallies and all this other goober stuff downtown that they do with these events that they have, because I don't go down there. And
I don't go down there much either.
Well, I do watch part of the game just because I like seeing Indy just on TV. It's like, haha, yeah, we do know what we're doing, because all these telecasters, well, we're in the Midwest. Surprisingly, it's a wonderful stadium, and you're like, shut up. Just because I'm not, the Patriots or, what's the basketball team in Boston? The Knicks.
I'm not the sports person. I don't know. I don't care.
Anyway, you can talk about it. Just because, like the Storm, same thing. They, on the national news.
Isn't it the Boston White Sox?
Red Sox. That's baseball.
White Sox. Red Sox. Whatever.
White Sox.
So bad.
The White Sox are Chicago and the Red Sox are Boston.
Okay.
And they play in the Green Monster.
Celtics.
Thank you, Karen. Okay, so they're the Celtics. Who are the Knicks?
I like
the Knickerbockers or something like that. Anyway, so I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't care.
We have the Pacers. We have the Colts. We have the Fever. I do know that much. I don't know what our hockey team is. It's level B low. And our Victory Field, oh God, I can't remember it. It just went out of my head what our baseball team is.
Don't know, don't care.
Well, you should know and you should care. These are important objects and items.
Ask Blue.
We should send down.
Go ask Blue. I'm sure Blue knows. Blue could tell you.
Do you know who Blue is?
Yeah, he's the Colts mascot. Only because he has a fantastic TikTok and Instagram, though.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check that out. That would be the main reason to get on.
I'm sure he's on YouTube too, but yeah, he's all over the place.
And one of my favorite football commercials was Peyton was having a party, and
Good morning, Colleen.
And he has one of the commercials, Indians. Thank you. And
so we don't even know.
He had a party, and he invites the Denver guy coming in, and he's like doing this, mascot kind of doing this, and then Blue shows up because he likes both teams, and then they two stand there and look at each other like so anyway, so whatever.
That kind of reminds me of, it was a long time ago, like shortly after we first came here, maybe a couple of years after we first got here, Jamie and I had been to whatchamacallits, the steakhouse downtown.
St. Elmo's?
St. Elmo's, thank you. Had a brain fart there for a second.
I know, now there's so many good ones.
Yeah, but St.
Elmo's was the one.
So we had been there a couple of times, nothing major. And we decided one of our manager workers was actually moving to another facility. And so we decided to take him there before he left. So we did an early reservation. They open at 4 or something like that. Yeah. And so we booked it early at 4. And so there's just the 3 of us, and we're at this little table in the middle of one of the dining rooms, whatever. And we're just sitting there getting our cocktails, and the shrimp cocktail, because you have to have the shrimp cocktail there.
Oh, yes.
You absolutely have to. It's hotter than Hades, but you have to get it.
Can I have a gallon of milk to go with that? Thank you.
And the place is filling up around us, which it was really weird because it was in the middle of the week and it was early.
Yeah.
And there's this 2-top next to us. It's a lady and a gentleman. You could tell that they weren't like a couple. It was a business thing.
Yeah.
Right. You could tell it was a business thing. And if y'all know, St. Elmo's is everything is a la carte.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is really expensive.
Everything is really good.
Everything is really good. But I keep looking over at this 2-top with the lady and the gentleman. And, she ordered a salad, and then she ordered an appetizer, and she's only eating a couple of bites of each one.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's done. Just go ahead and take it away. And then her meal with another side of asparagus with hollandaise or something. These are
good portions too.
These are big portions. These are huge portions. And I'm like, wow. And then I noticed she's got this huge 10, 12 carat marquee diamond on her.
That should pick up at a store.
These are things that you just kind of pick up on.
Sure.
Right. And then across from us were these 2 gentlemen. And you could tell that they were also business together.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized it was combine. The combine was going on. So these are the 2 gentlemen that were just across from us, and we're watching them. They were retired football players. Jamie told me who they were later.
Mm-hmm.
But they both had on Super Bowl rings. So I could see them and I could see what was on them. And so I told
Right.
my husband, I'm like, it says, Super Bowl,
Right. Sure.
12 or
Whatever.
I don't know, whatever, like Super Bowl 78 or whatever
Because
it was. I don't
It's got
know.
all those Roman numerals.
It's got the Roman numerals on it. And so I could see it. And I told Jamie, and he's like, oh, okay. Well, that was this team and this team.
Back in the day when they did X, Y, and Z.
But they didn't. No, it was a relatively recent Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah. So these guys were just, within like the last 10 years, because they were definitely in their prime.
Okay.
Beyond
their prime.
These guys were definitely in their prime. It was an interesting day, to say the least, because here is, 3 ordinary folk.
Right.
In the middle of a restaurant, completely surrounded by football players, coaches.
Right.
And I would assume she was the only other female in the room except for myself.
Yeah.
And she had to have been, I don't know, a big exec or something. It was
weird. Well,
it was an experience.
During the week.
And it was no wonder why we could only get a reservation at that time, because we tried to get it later and they were like, I'm sorry, we're booked up. Have it. And we were like, why is it?
Especially when you're in a city like that sometimes, because we've noticed that as traveling as much as we do in LA this last time when we went and got something to eat for dinner because the concierge thing was closed. So it was a Sunday, Saturday or whatever. It's closed on that night. So anyway, we went down to dinner. And it wasn't busy at all. But the last time we were there,
it was swamped.
But again, it was early because we both eat fairly early. But that's what it was. It was all business people in this dining room.
Right.
And you could tell that they were on expense accounts.
Oh, yeah.
Because
the way they eat,
yes,
what they order, what you're ordering and how you're eating it or not eating it.
Not eating it is enough to tell you that they're on the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really strange. So yeah, I guess there were sightings of all these important people here this weekend because it was the All-Star game. So I didn't really pay that much attention last night. I was doing something else. It was on the TV and I just let it go by. And I did turn the game on just because, like I said, I like to see the fact that we're there. And I love to hear them say, oh, for a Midwest town, they don't do so bad. And you're like, we only host the 500 every year. This is my typical rant and rave.
This is a huge sports town.
Yeah, it's huge.
This is a massive sports town. Like, it's ridiculous.
And,
the amount of sports going on in this town. I can't
we
keep
even
track
had a JW. Come on, give us a break. That means we're up there. Because we have a JW Marriott, okay? We have one of those. And we have a Tony's. Now, speaking of San Elmo's, it's an institution here in Indiana.
Oh, it's totally an institution.
Exactly. And you can buy in some of the stores here in Indiana.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It is not the same. Don't get to St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail at the store and expect it to be the same as downtown.
Yeah, they toned it down quite a bit.
It's different. No, they put artificial heat in it.
Ah, okay. The one downtown I think is real.
I got some and I went, I can't eat this.
Right.
I can't eat it. But the stuff downtown I can gobble up.
Yeah. If you want to burn out your ulcer that you have in your stomach, just go there, get a shrimp cocktail.
Don't get the bottled stuff at the store.
No, get a shrimp cocktail and you will have no more ulcer. Believe me, you've just cauterized it. With everything, but it is really good, and I don't know what it is because I'm not a heat person at all. I don't like spicy.
It's not capsaicin because it's horseradish. It doesn't have it doesn't have the oil that stays in your mouth. It's hot for like 10 seconds and then it's gone.
Yeah. It's not one of these that lingers that when you go and you're burning up again. It's whatever.
It's so good.
Anyway, what else happened this week?
I have to admit. For a steak.
It's a great steak.
I like Tony's better.
Yeah, I like Tony's. I really do.
I like Tony's better. Sorry, St. Elmo's.
Yeah.
Sorry, Harry and Izzy's. I like Tony's better.
Yeah, I like Tony's. Yeah, for a real steak. But I do like Sullivan's for lunch. They make a good burger. a really, really, and you go to a steakhouse.
But that's a burger. That's not a steak.
No, but on the other hand, you know what they do is if you eat your steak and you get this 10-ounce ribeye and you only eat 6 ounces of it, instead of throwing away that 4 ounces, I think they cut off the edge that you were chewing on, because most people cut a steak, right?
They can't do that. You can't do what you're saying.
I think they do.
No,
they
you can't.
Just go in the back and they grind it up and they put it in the hamburger meat, and there you have it. It's the best tasting burger. It tastes like everything.
You can't do that.
Well, I think they do.
You can take the stuff that's in the kitchen that's left over from the night before.
I know.
And use that, but you cannot take what was left over on your plate.
I know.
Yuck. That's gross. You can't.
I know. But
no.
Sometimes I think it just tastes so perfect.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's got somebody else's germs on it.
Well, it's sort of like, I think, like Mikey said, he thinks some of it is like, why does the stuff at Weber Grill, because it's Weber Grill and they do everything on a Weber Grill.
Because it's grilled.
And it's grilled. And so I think they just take those 6 grilled Webers over there are for hamburgers, and these are for this, and these are for chicken. And yeah, I think that's what they do with a lot of it.
It very well could be. That's an interesting place to eat. We've only been there once.
It's interesting. And we used to go down there a lot pre-pandemic, because you knew with Mom, I knew she could get a smaller portion. They had like the sliders. Mm-hmm. And what the guys did, because she's like, oh, I'm an old lady, I don't normally eat. Instead of bringing out 2, they always brought out a 3rd one for her, because they knew she would take it home. And then she have it. So it was always, or if it comes to 3, they brought us an extra one, always for Mom. And
because that would be one of those would be like a meal for her.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why she got it. And then a lot of times when we went to Sullivan's, the same sort of situation. She'd want just the small burger and the burger or something. And they're like, well, it's dinner. But they're like, don't tell anybody. We'll go ahead and do it for you. You know? So it came out in a cloche. And of course, everybody's looking because they're trying to hide it. Just bring it out. Nobody's looking at my meal because they think it's a steak just like everybody else. Don't put the bun. You know, she's fine with that. So anyway, that's what it is. So yeah, this week was just a strange week. First week of husband retired.
Yeah, how did it go? Jamie, I have to tell you what Jamie said before you. Jamie goes, who's coming over tomorrow? And I go, Deb, I think. Like, I haven't heard from her or anything. And he's like, well, if you haven't heard from her, that means she's not in jail, because she would have called you. And I looked at him like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, well, Mikey's at home. So it's good. He's not dead. Seriously, this is what my husband is saying. She's not in jail, so he's okay.
Yeah. I would have babbled until they gave me the second phone call. Okay, at first would be the attorney, and then the second one would be Sue.
Me. Not even your sister, because she couldn't come get you.
She can't come get me.
That's just call me.
I call you. That's, you know. Plus, I'd never hear the end of it from her. I told you not to kill him. I told you not to do it. So,
oh my gosh. Okay.
Actually, by, I would say Wednesday, because the snow was coming. So he was supposed to go up this weekend and visit his sister. Mm. Snow, roads, blah, blah, blah. I said, you realize you do not have to do this on a Saturday,
weekend,
Sunday anymore. Everybody you go and visit up there is also retired and is free during the week.
Yeah.
I said, including your sister. And he's like, yeah, it's just habit to go up on the weekend. So I'm going to go up on the weekend. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Then, of course, with Gail, he went over. He wants to set a routine. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I have a routine. I get up, get my coffee, go to the computer, play my games, do my emails, have my coffee, the whole bit, right? I have a routine, even though I said I didn't want one. So the first day, Monday, he got up and he actually went for a walk in the morning. He was going to go over and walk bugs, but my brother was there and did it. for my sister because she's got a busted hip. So anyway, I thought, okay, that's fine. Then he goes upstairs and he's digging around up there, and I'm like, what's all this paperwork? Well, it's got to do with his retirement. I said, what are you doing up here? And he's like, at this point, I'm like, okay. And he's like, oh, I got to get this paperwork done. What paperwork? Well, I'm trying to get my retirement. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's important. You need to do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You know, and he's technically still on payroll. He was on payroll last week. So I figured I could still do it. And so anyway, long story short, yes, the entire week, not a single thing. He didn't get his 2 walks in a day. He didn't get the garage. He had this list. He wanted to do the garage. He wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. And then with the snow coming, I said, are we set with the generator just in case on Thursday? And he's like, I think I can get to it. And I said, oh, okay. Well, next thing you hear clunk, clunk, clunk in the garage.
He's trying to make sure he can get to the generator.
He's trying to make sure he can get to the generator, which is good. And it's right in the corner where it's supposed to be because it's supposed to be there so that I can get it.
Right.
However, the last time he checked it, he turned it around. And so he had to kind of like, the wheels were going different. And then he decided you better DW40 him. So he had this thing upside down and he had pieces all over the floor. And I'm going, what are you doing? And he goes, then he goes in the house and he's sitting down. And I said, well, that went back together very quick. And he's like, no, it's still sitting out there. I said, well, you're going to put it back together? You have to put the cars away. It's like, well, it's on your side, so we'll leave the escape out tonight. I said, no, we won't. I said, why did you do it on my side? He goes, well, everybody steals Kias. I said, but my car is better, so we should be.
So let them steal the Kia and we'll take the insurance on it.
Exactly. And he was just over there going, no. And I said, besides, he goes, well, I really did that because all my stuff is on that side. I said, well, what's all this shit on the other side? And he goes, well, that's hardware stuff. For what?
So it's your stuff as well.
I was just like, get out there and finish it. So then he went out, finished it, dragged it to the back, and all of a sudden the power's out. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, get the generator.
And I thought, okay, and there's nothing going on. Well, why don't we have power? Well, the next thing you know, I hear the refrigerator kick in. Because that's on that grid. We didn't get the whole house. We just got certain parts are on it. Like my sewing machine, for what reason, I have no idea why that, because it's on that side of the house. And that's the side they had to do. And then all of a sudden the refrigerator goes off. The light in the kitchen goes off. And I hear this rattle, rattle, clunk, clunk. Then I hear this. The garage door comes back in. Car goes, when he starts his car, it's got a growl. So I know it's him. It's got this. And so it comes back in. And I thought, okay, that's fine. And I'm like, why didn't you put my car in the garage? Oh, I'll get to it. Next thing I know, I see this broom that he keeps downstairs because he doesn't want me using it in the wrong spot. It's a broom, okay, with this funky head that he uses. And was expensive because it has like metal or something. I don't know. Because you run it where you've worked to pick up everything else so you don't get it in your tires.
Oh yeah. My God.
I was like, is this what it's going to be like? Seriously. I'm over there. My Stephen West was getting smaller.
Tighter and tighter and tighter. You're already a tight knitter.
I was so pissed.
You should have gone out, gotten into your car and drove away and went to a gas station or a coffee shop or something and sat there for a couple of hours.
I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm serious. So it's been a week. And I just, we've had so many discussions about everything. I don't even know what I said anymore or agreed to. Because every time he comes down, he's like, well, we have this HSA account. Think we should maybe start using that? I think we should save it. Why? We put all this money in there for medical. let's go ahead and pay bills with it. That's what it's for. He goes, well, yeah, but what are we going to do, 10 years from now when we need it? And I said, 10 years, I could be dead. I said, I'm 70 years old. It's something you have to kind of get in your brain when you get to about that age. I know you're only 66, but you still need to kind of contemplate that it may happen.
How much time are you really expecting?
Right.
But
yeah.
What day are you saving this for?
I don't know. Now, granted, his dad was taken out intentionally by somebody else. Okay. He started when they did the autopsy, they did find some clogged arteries. So anyway, he thought we might lose it. His mom suddenly developed cirrhosis over a short period of time, and we lost her quickly, but she was young. Now, my mom, she made it to 92. Okay. But I don't have anybody to take care of me. I'm not sure I want to go to 92. If he's not hanging around, then
right.
If I can't say, Mikey, can you go make me something? Are you going to do the wash today?
Sandy's saying that there's commercials on the live stream. That's weird.
Yes,
I'm gonna have to look into that, Sandy. There shouldn't be. There is when they are post up onto the thing, but
maybe that has something.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Just to let you know, it's not us.
I will definitely look into it, though, Sandy. Sorry, it's happening this time. It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I will figure out what's the dealio.
Yeah, she can figure that. Don't ask me.
And maybe it's linked in with why we're fucking
I flipped over because we're really. I'm really over here, and she's really over there. So that's
we have a mirror image of ourselves here. So looking at us,
which is really kind of strange.
It's very weird. It's very weird to look at yourself
opposite of what you really are.
It's really it's odd.
It's odd. Anyway,
I'm sure it's probably linked with that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, other than Stephen West going from like this to like this in one evening.
You probably shouldn't work on that when you're pissed off at him because you are going to have a serious tension issue.
Yeah, I am. And of course, it's counting.
You're not supposed to knit when you're pissed.
Probably not. It's probably not a good idea.
Or you should have a pissed off knitting project. That's the only thing you work on. The only thing you work on when you're pissed off is that.
It's the same sort of thing. It's like when I get in another few years, when I'm in the home, they're going to hand me a ball of yarn and a crochet hook and tell me to chain.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll chain. And then I think I'm doing something great. And then they'll put me to bed for my nap. And then when I wake up, they'll have taken it all apart.
And you can do it again.
And it's like, you need to get this yarn out of this basket for us. Only you can do that. Oh, okay, I'll do that for you. And I'll sit there and chain.
Chain.
So, because we used to have old people like that. Yeah. It's sundowners. And I'm sure I'm going to get it.
I'm going to be the t-shirt folder.
Yeah. She got hooked. Wait till you hear this, guys. I'm
hooked. Hook, line, and sinker. I am going drawer by drawer.
I agree, Sandy. I would too. But it's $90. It's expensive going on YouTube and getting a membership.
Get the membership?
Yeah.
I see things that are only $2.99 a month.
Really? Okay.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm not paying $90.
We're not worth $90 a month.
No.
I agree. Mm-hmm. No, not that.
YouTube isn't worth $90 a month to get it commercial free. I'll take the commercials. Thanks.
Actually,
the commercials.
Like the commercials that show up now, I get Freebie, which is from Amazon. I think Amazon owns it. But anyway, their commercials are quick. When they go to the commercial, they may have 1, 2, or 3 of them, but they're fast. They're like a quarter of the one that you see on regular TV.
Yeah.
So they go quickly. But
I like the ones on YouTube where you can skip them. They plays like 4 or 5 seconds.
And you can hit skip. Yeah, that to me is the best because then you can click it. So anyway, but you have to hear about this t-shirt thing.
Okay, so I started watching something on Netflix this week. When my husband's gone, my big TV doesn't even go up. So it's just my computer, my pad or my computer or whatnot. And it's usually either Netflix or YouTube because that's what I have on both of those. And so the first little mini series I watched was Hack My Home, which is it's a fun like 7 or 8 mini series called Hack My Home. And they have an engineer, a designer, an artist, thinker, and then something else. So there's 4 of these people who go into a house and figure out how to make the space work better for the family. That one was super fun. And they did weird things, like instead of like a Murphy bed that folds down, they did a bed that raised up to the ceiling and then it had a couch underneath it. I mean,
that's cool.
It was like wicked cool, some of the stuff that they did. So I was like, my house is not messy.
Never.
It's not messy. I don't have a bunch of stuff. Actually, it was very cathartic when we moved here from Minneapolis because I downsized so much. And I basically went to the mindset that if I hadn't touched it or used it within the last 6 months,
bye-bye.
It was gone. It was either donated, recycled, or garbaged or sold. So when we moved in here, I kind of felt empty. Now we've been here for 9 years, so we can keep building more things up. But the second series I started watching was Tidying Up.
Tidying Up.
Tidying Up, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
I can't remember the gal's name, but she's this teeny tiny little
sort of like a Marie Kondo
Japanese lady.
Is it Marie Kondo?
It may be.
Okay.
And she comes in and the way she does things, like she'll have you take all of your clothes, all of it, throughout wherever you have it in the house, you bring it all and you put it on your bed. And you have to literally go through piece by piece and go, does this bring me joy?
Yeah, that's Marie Kondo.
Okay. And at first I'm like, this is really weird. And then if it doesn't bring you joy, you get rid of it.
Yeah, well, my underwear doesn't bring me joy. It just is a necessary object.
Well, that's why I'm like, there's some things that are like, Yeah. But what I found really cool was how she organized things.
Yes.
So y'all, I have one t-shirt drawer. And this one keeps bringing me t-shirts. I've already gone through my t-shirt drawer once. When I moved here, I probably had 6 t-shirts. My t-shirt drawer got to the point where like I literally couldn't get any more t-shirts in it. So probably 6 months ago or so, I took them all out and I went, I haven't worn this one forever. And this one is blah, blah, blah. This one's too small, blah, 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 blah. And I got rid of a whole baggie full of t-shirts.
But you have a huge closet that
I do, but
you, and they're tall because Jamie's up here. So how do you get it down?
Listen to her. Just because I have space somewhere else does not mean that I need more fucking t-shirts.
Yes, she does. Because that means I get to go shopping on vacation because that's what you do.
And I do have t-shirts in there.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't gone through them all. But just my one drawer. I just went through my one drawer again this morning. I took it out. Between last night and this morning, I've done my underwear drawer and my t-shirt drawer. My t-shirt drawer. Now, I will take a photo of it and put it on Instagram so y'all can see it. Where you fold them and you stack them.
It looks like a bunch of
this
file
way,
folders
so
instead
that
of this way.
You can see all your t-shirts in a drawer.
It makes much more sense.
It makes total sense.
It does. I mean, absolute sense. Yeah.
I'm going to do that in my closet.
She's going to be folding everything. Paperless paper towels. Folding her shirts, putting it. I mean, how politically correct can you get? Come on, give me a break. I do want to, well, the thing is I'm always amazed with these guys.
Sandy, I think that would be really cool. She wants to make a t-shirt quilt.
Yes.
From her dad's t-shirts.
That's a good idea.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah. The trick to that is, though, make sure you watch a couple of YouTube videos. I don't know if you've done it before. But what I did wrong was they gave me the t-shirts. He gave me the t-shirts, and a lot of them kind of were stained.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell me that he wanted the paint because he was wearing it when they painted their first apartment or something like that. So I kind of cut them down and then kind of did a piecemeal situation and turned them into squares. Put the interfacing on and make sure it's really on the whole front of the t-shirt. Then if you need to cut it or make it a certain size, you can stack them and then cut out that square or whatever you decide to do. So they're all the same size. Don't work around the stains. Leave the stains, make up a story, whatever. It's great. Yeah, I have all the ones from my Disney run that I'm going to do someday. Someday that was in a box. I too, this week decided, must have been in the air. Don't know why.
Spring cleaning.
Yeah, maybe because Puxatawny Phil said it's coming on time, so I better get started. Because otherwise, I'll be buried by then. So I went into my closet and did the same thing. Had an epiphany this week. I don't need to save all of my XL and my XXL shirts from before, unless they're really cool. If they're really cool, then I need to give them to her because then she can wear them because they're really cool.
Like she brought me one today and I folded it and I put it in my t-shirt drawer.
She did. It was amazing. She showed me.
I showed her how to fold them.
And then she put it in a drawer right away and it was great. So, but anyway, it's a penguin with an axe that's got blood dripping from it. And he's walking by with this khaki little grin. Underneath it says, I have issues.
I have issues. I'm going to wear that to my in-laws' house and see what my mother-in-law does.
Mine would have just, I don't know what she would have done. She would have probably giggled because she always thought that my brain.
I just try to shock mine because
it was easy. All
like you should see one of the shirts that Jamie got, and I went, you did that just to shock your mom, didn't you? And he goes, well, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I should go get it and bring it out and show you guys because it's so not my husband. But it is.
It is, but it isn't. Yeah, it's like Mikey.
I'm gonna go get it.
So anyway,
awesome.
I went into my closet and thought, okay, well, we're gonna go ahead, pare down the double X stuff and keep the stuff that was in between double X and now my large. So the extra large and the large ones, because that's where I'm gonna head first when and if the weight starts to go back on. I know my body. I got down small when I had my bariatric surgery. And then for a couple, 3 years, I stayed pretty cool. But then all of a sudden I started gaining weight. It wasn't because I was overeating. It's just my body is much more comfortable as a rolling tomato with little legs sticking out than it is, in being skinny like this. So I went through my stuff, got rid of some stuff, stacked it, put the shirts in a bag, did all this stuff. And I realized that I'm not going to get it done in time. So I slept on the couch last night. But I did got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. Because I can only give you so much.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be rude or anything. And then I share with everybody else. But I had to separate some of it to Goodwill and Thrifty Threads. Thrifty Threads kind of supports our domestic violence. Center. So they give girls vouchers and they go up there and so I like to give them the stuff that maybe if they're applying for jobs or getting out, they can get something a little bit better. So yeah.
A little bit better.
OMG.
Okay, y'all, my husband always wears a golf shirt or a t-shirt.
My God. That is amazing.
Every other shirt that he owns, every single one of them is a solid color.
Oh my God, where did you get this? This is like so cool. Tattoo golf. Nothing to do with golf. There's not a single golf thing on it. The flamingos are the best. Oh my God, I love this shirt.
It is so freaking hysterical.
It is.
And I'm like, you need to wear that when you golf with your parents.
Oh my God, yes. Could you see Sasquatch walking down the road in this? I mean, because that's essentially what
I need to get him hot pink shorts.
Perfect. And wear hot pink socks.
He's got orange golf shoes.
Oh, you could wear orange with that.
I think they're blue. I actually think they're like neon blue with orange trim.
Oh,
which was another thing that he got just to piss off his mom.
It's a good thing moms and husbands don't usually. Now, Jamie does listen to it sometimes when he's out of town. He may get on here, but my husband does.
He's golfing.
So yeah, he's out in the golf world. Even though it's like 20 degrees outside, I don't understand these people. It drives me crazy.
He's golfing on a simulator in a bar.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, see, Sandy likes Stephen West too.
Yeah. Is this like his newest?
He just put another one out. He's got another one out, but the Glittering Snowscapes came out last fall. That was one of his newer ones. It takes a while. I don't know how his brain works. How do you know to put all this weird stuff in? It's just unbelievable. It's so, yeah, his stuff is so, it's either straight knit with just changing colors, like fragmentation is done in colors in a strip.
Yeah.
It's all knit.
Yeah.
Just knit your life away. There's other stuff in it, but as a rule, it's just one of those. And even painted bricks wasn't bad. Once you kind of figured out that slip stitch thing,
that's totally fine.
Was really okay. So even this one, he writes it out. The only thing is that when you get to the end, you're like, okay, where did I fuck up because I'm missing a stitch?
And
did I miss the stitch
just
up
make
here?
one. Just
so
make one.
That's exactly what I do. I just make it up at the end just to make sure. Sometimes you get two knitted together out of a one knit. Sometimes you do a one knit instead of a knit two together, just to make that last stitches come out. As long as I figure the middle is pretty close, and I don't let that many people get that close to me, so don't worry. No. Yeah,
and I'm never gonna say anything.
Yeah, she'll keep it, and you guys won't tell either. So I get it. So, but yeah, it's just sometimes, or when people come up and go, "Gee, that's really pretty."
Yeah, and they pull it apart.
Oh, they never do that when you can fix it. They only do that when you can't, when you're in a lace section. And I'm not a lifeliner. Do you guys use lifelines? I don't do.
Well, maybe you should start.
I'm thinking there are certain times, maybe on the ship, I should do some of the lifelines.
But then they might go, them. What's that for?
Yeah.
And then pull the lifeline out. Yeah.
Why do you have this piece of string hanging from it? So yeah, Sandy, I'm a big Stephen West fan. I got pretty much everything favored. And some of his new ones I find a bit too much. They're just too over the top. But he did some
but is that
like in Target? Is that it? The ones where you do a block that goes this way and then a block that goes that way. Is that in Tarja? No. Where you're knitting and then you pick up along the side and this square goes the other way and then.
But it depends on how you're picking.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah. But anyway, he does all these crazy little things. And yeah, Fiber Press 3 is a color simple shawl. Yes. Fiber Fest number 3. Is good.
Sometimes I think Stephen West, they look complicated because he uses funky colors.
That and the way they photograph his stuff.
Yeah.
His photographer really knows how to turn those angles to make it think it's very architectural, very editorial.
Yeah. And when you change up the colors of something, any of his, if you change up the colors to more subdued or more maybe just inclined for you, that it doesn't end up as boisterous.
Right. See now. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Totally, because
I'm not putting his stuff down at all. But
no.
I think a lot of times if he's using like lime green and hot pink,
he does a lot of black that and blue, and he throws the gray in, and you're
white and light pink.
Yeah, exactly. I go
and lavender. It's going to look completely different.
Exactly. Now, painted bricks is the same thing. He did a lot of different colors, colors I wouldn't have put in the bricks. Well, I did it the opposite. He did a lot of variegated as his bricks. On the inside colors.
Yeah, and I did
the variegated as the thing. So it did create a different look.
Yeah.
If so that can be a lot of it when it comes to sometimes. And I have to give designers credit for that too, because you see the color first. It's the same thing. You eat with your eyes first. If it looks appealing, you think it's appealing, even though it tastes like crap. You're like, oh, wow, it looks so good. Why is it crummy? Or maybe you don't.
But I also think that that's where some people get stuck and hung up. Like they're not going to try a Stephen West because they don't like bright colors.
Right.
And they can't envision
changing it.
a bright colored shawl into something that's not bright.
Right. And
we know some people like that who buy the kit exactly as they see the shawl.
Exactly. Sometimes you get on. And then when you buy the pattern, you look, and then when you get the pattern, it's like a novel, one. And then once you start reading it, you're over there going, what? I'm going to do triple yarn overs, drop them, come back, pick them up, do this, do that.
It's like not just you, Colleen.
Yeah. It's like,
just her.
Oh,
Sandy does the same thing. Sandy does the same thing.
Yeah.
Sandy will see a shawl and she'll have to get the yarn for that shawl in that color that the shawl was in.
Yeah, I have to admit I've done that. I've done that on more than one or two occasions.
I think
a
lot of us do that.
Yeah. I didn't do that this
time.
I'm
one of the anomalies. I think I'm one of the weirdos that goes, ooh, I really like the look of that shawl.
But I don't.
But I got to do it in a different color.
Yeah, you are, but you have a good color sense. Ergo, your beads and how you do your colors and how creative you are in your head. I rarely deviate. And how you can even go from a pattern and go, I don't like that stitch there. I'm going to just do this instead. And it works out.
Maybe, I don't know.
Where me, on the other hand, I don't have a free float in my head. Then
follow the pattern exactly. I mean, that's why what's so great about
it's a suggestion.
As long as my brain is, as long as it doesn't fall apart and unravel, I'm okay putting a different stitch in there.
Well, I used to tell people
this is why it's great to do crochet because even if it does unravel, you're only unraveling one stitch. Yeah, so it's fine.
It's not so bad. Yeah.
Colleen, how is your blanket coming?
Yeah. Let's know.
I need to know.
Yeah.
Curious minds need to know. I did literally no knitting or crocheting this last week. Hence the name of this one, because this is what you guys were watching me do. This is the most I've knit all week. All week. I even I tried yesterday to inspire myself to knit by posting on Instagram a picture of the outside going, it's a perfect day to knit or crochet.
Yeah, but it was beautiful. So turn on Windows backup automatically.
Stop reading my stupid notifications.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought it was something that maybe somebody figured out how to get us flipped back. Well, whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter to you guys. Anyway, you see us the right way, so we're okay. Now, anything new for the shop while I'm sitting over here looking?
Just sitting over here looking. I do have new for the blueies, for the blue folks out there in the world. Karen.
Check these out. Aren't they?
I got these new blue anodized rings. They are like sapphire blue.
And look how good they would look with this. And then I put these
bluish purple
bead on them. Oh, they're so cute.
They do not come up. Does not do these justice at all.
No,
but they check them out on Instagram. The photos are much better.
Yes, they are. But
it's kind of a bluish purple, shimmery, whatever.
Yeah, they are.
Those are up and new.
Those are great.
I don't have these up,
but I love them.
But they will be up soon, if not today, tomorrow maybe.
Look at
these. They are flip-flops.
Aren't they great?
In all different colors. So I need your guys' advice. Do I just do this as a mystery pack and you can get... Then here's my other question. There's multiple different colors.
Let's see. There's a pink one with a purple band, stripes with yellow, flowers with pink, flowers with orange, greens.
So do I do a pair? Do you get a matching set? Like you get a right and a left flip-flop in the same color. So do I do like a set of two And you know, you get a flip-flops.
Yeah.
You have a pair of flip-flops, right?
Right, because then you'd have a pair.
Or do you just go 3, like all my other mystery packs where it's 3, 5, 8, whatever. Or 10?
If you want something specific, just put a note in it.
Yeah, which way do I go?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you get a pair of?
I kind of like the deviation because they wouldn't even fit on my toes.
Well, no, they're not going to fit on anybody's toes, not even like a Barbie.
Yeah. I do have to have these because my flip-flops drive my sister crazy. The way I walk, they go flip-flop, echoing down the hall on purpose. But
I would get the ones that make the loudest flip-flop. Like,
I do.
Like
this is 2 pairs that are no matter
super
what.
flippy-floppy.
And they're older.
Awesome.
And I'm so afraid by taking them when I took them to Hawaii, the one I actually threw the pair out. I didn't bring it home. And they were the worst, totally the worst. And they finally came apart, but they're a good 10 years old, more. And
you wear flip-flops all
the time, all summer long. Yeah. And I'm constantly in flip-flops. If it's 60 degrees, I'm in flip-flops. I even have flip-flop socks.
Yeah.
To wear on the plane.
Yeah.
Just in case I don't want to take shoes. Because this next trip, if we go, which anyway, I'm going to be pushing double suitcases and not mine. I have to take hers because she's going to be with Walker.
I would definitely wear flip-flops.
So I'm going to wear flip-flops with my socks so that my feet stay nice and warm on the airplane. Because sometimes you get that air going across your feet on the airplane.
I take my shoes off in an airplane.
Not anymore.
I take them off.
And again, I ran into a friend this week at the doctor's office. She was coming out. I was coming in, one of the girls I used to work with. Mm-hmm. And we started chatting. And I was all bundled up because I was cold. And she said, wow, you look, great, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah. I said, but I do need to apologize to you. And she's like, why? And I said, because all those years you told me that you were cold and I was in menopause and I wanted the room to be at 60 degrees.
Like 55.
Yeah. Now I'm constantly cold and I get it. And I wanted to apologize to her. And she burst out laughing. She's like, oh my gosh. She goes, I'm just the other way. She goes, because she's in her late 40s. And she said, I had the periods kind of gone. That's started up. But she said, all of a sudden, these flashes of heat. I can't. And again, I'm there in this jacket like this.
And she's got on a tank top.
And she's got on a t-shirt with just a really light windbreaker type thing. And she's like, oh, I totally understand where you're coming from. She goes, I even thought of you a couple of years ago when this started, with the menopause thing, because you kept saying, you guys wait.
Just wait and see.
Wait and see what I'm talking about.
Knit a sweater? God, no.
No way.
No, I'm not knitting a sweater.
Yeah. Now I actually have another shirt on underneath this. Wait, here. It's white. But I have another shirt on. Originally, I had a long sleeve. I had a long sleeve shirt. But
this is really, really thin.
Yeah, and it's thin.
It's super thin.
She keeps her house a little bit warmer than I do anyway, so, but.
I turned it down last night.
Yeah?
I had it warmer. I was cold.
Yeah. My neighbor said when I was watching the dogs, they keep it like at 73, and he's like, well, I turned it up for you because they were, when they went to Key West in January, because he said it's going to be cold. I'm like, you don't need to turn it up for me. I mean, I come over here in a t-shirt because it's always so warm in here when I watch the dogs. And he's like, oh, okay. But it was really cold and they were worried about they only have one set of plumbing on the outside wall. Everything else is on the inside wall. So I was worried about that freezing. I said, oh, that's okay. Mikey will come over and put a heater underneath your sink. Mike will take care of that. And he'll turn the water off so I won't have any water. So I can bring a jug of water over, whether the dogs need that. I can only have to fill their water bowl. They're not going to use the toilet. So, this is like the summer. Like when we go to Bermuda in May, he will turn off the water in the house completely so that if a pipe bursts, then we don't have water flying through. I get it, but what's the odds in May? January, I can semi-understand it, but we have the heat on. And we never get it below 40 degrees.
Our dog saved us one night. Did I ever tell you the story about? So we lived in kind of like a row house.
Okay.
In Lincoln. So it was a townhouse, but it was 3 stories. So it was very narrow. The bedrooms were on the top floor. Main floor was the kitchen, living room. Basement was laundry room, family room. The middle of the night, we had a blue heeler mutt.
Okay.
She comes up and she is barking and dancing on the bed, waking us up. Like, what? And it's the middle of the night. What's up?
You got to go out?
Oh no, she just would have peed somewhere. she just would have peed somewhere. That was the kind of dog this was.
I'd be like, oh my God, she's telling her she wants to go out. We finally got her trained.
No, this was definitely something else. And so my husband, 6'5" linebacker, grabs the baseball bat by the side of the bed and follows the dog out of our bedroom. Gets to the top of our stairs, which is 2 flights up, mind you, and he can hear something. He can hear rustling. So now he's really, hackles are up. The dog goes running down that flight of stairs, like, come on, Dad, come on, Dad. Let's go. We got to get this guy, And so Jamie goes silently down the stairs because, the person can, it's a dog, whatever. Right. Like the dog will.
He's obviously the dog hasn't attacked me yet. It's not gonna.
So then, and the basement was completely sunk in. So there was no outside windows.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So the dog goes to the stairs to the next flight that goes down to the basement and stands at the top of the stairs and growls, like menacing growl towards the basement. And Jamie's like, now he can really hear stuff, but it is pitch black, like a dungeon.
Yeah.
Because it's the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And so he can really hear noise coming from the basement. He's certain that there's somebody down there in the basement. So he's got the baseball bat raised and he starts going down the stairs. And the dog goes down, comes back up, goes down, comes back up, and is like, come on, Dad, come on, Dad.
Let's go.
Well, he gets to the laundry room. And one of the pipes behind the washer had sprung a leak and it was shooting water across the laundry room.
My gosh.
The laundry room was a complete lake. It was a lake.
Oh gosh.
Underwater. But it was the laundry room, so it was going down the drain and
you
nothing
just had
was
water, but I mean it wasn't like you were
But it was like the tiniest pinhole, and so it was hitting and it was hitting like
wall or something.
It was we had like the clothes hanger thing, and so it was actually hitting the hangers and rattling the hangers.
And so the dog was thinking, oh my gosh.
It sounded like there was somebody down there rustling around.
I would have sort of thought.
So as crazy as that dog was, as much of a pain in the butt that dog was, I can't imagine what that basement would have looked like.
Had she not
gotten us up in the middle of the night to go
down there and put that down there. Well, see, and now you
can the water out.
Get that.
Turn the water off.
Squeeze that stuff that you can cut a boat in half and then glue it back together with that.
Yeah, well, there's also what are they called? Quick connects.
Yeah. Stuff
that are steel and they don't spring leaks like that.
So what you're saying is he's justified in turning my water off so that we don't, and we do have an older house, so I guess I can't say that.
But I can also get you some flex connectors and then you don't ever have to worry about springing a leak.
Yeah, I don't know.
Instead of old fashioned rubber hoses.
Oh, it's such a hassle taking him out of the house. Yeah, I'm looking so forward to this. I can't wait. Oh my God. And then he told me yesterday that
in a couple of weeks you get to go.
I'm gone.
You're gone. And he just,
even if we could go to the doctor's, in fact, I'm going to wait and see what the doctor says on Monday because he'll do x-rays. If she's healing okay, maybe. If not, I'm going to pick up the phone and say, okay, she broke her hip. She may not be going. How much does it cost for me to go by myself? I'll bring a check because I'm going.
How long is that one?
8 nights.
8 nights.
Be nice. It's the 1st to the 10th. We leave on the 1st. Fly out of here early in the morning. Get there. Marriott's good to me, so they usually have my room ready.
I was gonna say I could probably, sneak on.
Okay. You look a lot like Gail.
You're right.
Well, the hair. You know, the thing is...
No, my hair looks a lot better than Gail's.
It does. But the picture they use... No, I'm not kidding. The picture they use is when her hair was cut like this.
Mm.
You have to take a new picture every time you sign in and check in online and everything. Every time. Carnival and Celebrity. Both of them, you do have to do it as part of your check-in basis. But the one they have on the computer is not the one you sent them. It's from Gail like 10 years because her face is fuller and her hair is down and long and she doesn't have all these empty holes up here and she's not wearing it in this teeny tiny little bun back here with all these little straggles down. I'm like, if you want to wear a ponytail, let it grow. If that's what this is.
Hey, Sasquatch.
Hey! Speak of the guy who's got a great t-shirt.
I had to show your shirt.
I love it. Okay. I want one. Next time you see one, I want and take a medium or a small in the man size would be great. Right now. Anyway, Sasquatch is back.
Yeah, we should probably let them go anyway. We're at an hour mark.
Are we really? Oh my God, we babbled on nothing today.
And y'all didn't give me any advice. Like I even posted
get on Instagram.
I haven't done anything. Yeah, but
she does get on Instagram. So if you have a suggestion, put it on there.
Yeah.
So put it on there and let us know what you think. Like you can even just put like pair, no pair, mystery, pair. Okay, whatever. Yeah. I like the mystery because I really love your mystery packs. We went in there this morning to check things out. To show me some stuff.
I had another YouTuber. I can't think of her name right now. Hold on, I'll find it. She tagged us.
She did.
Okay, Fanny, if you
sorry. Yeah, she did.
She tagged us? So that means she thinks we're okay. Watch these idiots. They think they know what they're doing.
Knitting Turnpike is the name of her YouTube channel, The Knitting Turnpike. She does a nice little vlog. It's fun. It's fun, but she picked up some of our mystery packs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And she's giving them away. So
how cool.
Had I known that, I would have sent her more.
Yeah, get a hold of her. Send her a
Knitting
message.
Turnpike. Go find her
me.
on YouTube.
YouTube and stuff. Yeah, there you go.
She does some cool stuff.
That's cool.
She's having some issues with her eyes. So if you guys have any advice for her on eyes.
Really?
Yeah, she's got swelling in her corneas.
Wow.
And some cataracts. So the cataracts, they're not worried about that.
Yeah, because they can get rid of those.
But the swelling, I guess she's taking some medication now to get that down.
Yeah.
Because she says it hurts.
Yeah.
So she hasn't been knitting a whole lot lately because her eyes hurt.
I notice it not with the knitting, but I do notice what this eye, which is the eye I've been having trouble with, is when I'm on the computer too much.
Oh, sure.
And I think because when I knit, I'm constantly you knit a couple of stitches, you look over at the pattern, you look at the TV, you're moving your eyes and you're not like, but with a computer, you're constantly there, or your phone, you're constantly looking and doing things. So
stop scrolling.
Stop
scrolling on your phone.
Yeah, stop scrolling. Yeah, that's how it is. So anyway.
Start knitting.
All right, guys. So we need to get going here.
Yeah.
And anyway, we will see you all next week. I am here next week. I will have more on an update, whether or not I'm in jail. Hey, we could probably do this from jail. They let you come and visit. Yeah.
We could.
I'm sure those people down in the Cook County jail know about Flock Around the Table. So they want to support a local podcast. So they let me. I mean, because I'm harmless other than my husband,
Well, but could you knit in jail? Would they give you the stabby things?
If they gave me, they probably would. They'd probably give me the metal ones.
Or could you just crochet? No, because the
metal ones have to crochet.
The metal ones.
No, not like the boil. They don't have any points on them. So I think that's probably what they might give me. They're not going to let me have anything decent. Come on. Mm-hmm. Knit picks. I just sent them an email this week.
Yeah, I don't think you could have any interchangeables.
Probably that would no. That little screw would be. Yeah, you could probably scratch the hell out of people with that screwdriver thing. So yeah, wouldn't be like zombie time.
Let's not go to prison. Let's just not go to prison.
All right, I won't go.
Don't go to President.
Okay. I will
If you
go.
get that frustrated with him, just go. I need.
I
go
have to just get
Sue's.
out. I just have to go out.
I
I
have to
just
go
have
to
to get in the
Sue's.
car and just leave. Well, never mind. We'll get into this next week because I'll have more information. It'll be 2 weeks by then.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get a hold of a friend of mine who's been with her engineer husband, engineer husband, similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
He's been at home for now in almost a year.
Mm.
But she has a daughter she can go play with because they live in Lafayette now. She used to fly down to Texas when she got mad at him. She would just go out to the airport, buy her ticket at the airport. He's like, where are you? Oh,
Texas.
I'm in Texas. I'm on my way to Texas. And he's like, oh.
Okay.
She was just like, I'm out of here. So she had somewhere to hide. So I guess I'm going to have to get on a world cruise.
I can give you the code to our garage.
I do have it, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
So if you ever notice,
you
know,
always have a bag packed anyway.
I know.
So, you know.
I really do. So I'm set and ready. So anyway, Sandy, good luck. Yes, I do plan to do socks, but socks is a good idea. I think I'll go home and kind of pull some of that out and maybe
just pick a fun stripy,
and just do
a stripy,
the top
like
down,
a stripy yarn would be
get
great.
down. Yeah, stripy yarn would be fun.
'Cause
That would make cute mittens.
They would make
That's
cute
okay.
mittens or socks.
Right,
And
'cause
they
I
keep you
can-
motivated because the next color is
That's
coming.
the next color. Yeah, you're right. So that's what we'll
Mhm.
do. Okay. We'll see you all next week. Have a good one.
Take care.
I love this shirt. God.
I
I want
know.
the fabric material, if nothing else. Hey, that's my job.